and welcome to Confessions of a Virtual Boss. Your host and virtual boss, Michael Brody. And this episode is about how to accelerate business growth and achieve massive success. It's episode 8, and you're going to learn the following in this session today, in this episode today. Why time for dreaming and goal setting is important. The importance of setting priorities in your business. How to multiply your productivity. How to think big, even if you're small. Just because you can do everything, it doesn't mean you should. I'm going to explain what that means. And the power of action and how it can change your life. You know, wanting to expand rapidly is a goal for many entrepreneurs. Most of us, me included, go into business and we start off with a massive vision for what life will be like. We dream of hitting the big time. We dream of having the exotic vacations, the beautiful house, the big car. We dream about creating something so good. We dream of building an empire. But one thing most of us experience at some point during our entrepreneurial journey is that feeling of inadequacy. A sense that the business is moving at a snail's pace and that we're falling behind on our life's dreams, on our goals, and our targets. Multiply this by the 21st century social media tools. This wasn't available. Everybody suffered from this for so long. But social media, which has only really came into play in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years, multiply this by the social media out there that bombards us with ads and videos showing these guys and people living fantasy lifestyles. We've all seen it, these like click and bait strategies. Then it can be understandable why you're becoming less motivated when you wake up in the morning and possibly you're thinking maybe others are just better at the game than you. You're thinking maybe, you know, the dreams, the aspirations you once had or you had when you started the business, it sucks the life out of you when you see all this and you're bombarded by this, what I call, you know, the average Joe celebrityism, or celebrityism, if I can get that out right. Good news. Most entrepreneurs get this feeling at some point during the business lives, and most of the most successful people, they had to overcome this feeling of inadequacy at some point in their life. You need to set time, you need to set time for dreaming and goal setting. You need to take time each day to realign with your vision, with your goals, and why the hell you even get out of bed in the morning. What is your purpose? Why do you get out of bed? What direction are you heading? What is the direction you want to head? Where is your life going? But, imagine yourself as a captain of a ship. And as you know, by now being a virtual boss means I work from anywhere in the world. Often, if you've heard me say this a lot, often I choose warm, tropical climates. It's just my preference. I prefer the warm weather. And I take time out. Okay, this is something I do, something I advise all entrepreneurs to do. Take time out and I go and sit, overlook the sea, and I watch the sun come up in the morning. And I do it with a coffee and some fruits. Sounds strange. You can imagine me now, can't you, in the swimming shorts. Who's this weirdo? Just joking, maybe. And I then go on and I read for 10 or 15 minutes. I watch the sun coming up and I read for 10 or 15 minutes something motivational. Sometimes I skip the reading. I don't read all the time. I think reading's a great thing, but some days I don't. And I listen to something motivational or I listen to some music that I enjoy, gets me feeling good. But I do this virtually every day when I get up, and I do it to get aligned and motivated. And I suggest just try a similar routine. Try it for, 30 days. They say 30 days is what, habits set in after 30 days. Try this habit. Just the 10, 15 minutes in the morning, it'll change your life. It really did a lot for me. It got me out of it's got me out of dark places and it's got me out of places where I'd rather never have been. But it doesn't have to be the same as me, but dream, think big and re-engage your imagination. Have fun doing it as well. Just have fun with it. Have fun every time. Okay, so the importance of setting priorities in your business. You need to prioritize your time to ensure that you're adding value And you're not doing tasks just because you think you have no choice. You do have choices. Decide on what is best for your time. You decide. You're the boss. You're the artist with the canvas. You control your life. Have the choice and decide on what is best for your time. Hire virtual employees. Outsource the other stuff. It's easy. It really is. I say this a lot, but go to www.virtualstaff.ph and hire a virtual employee direct from $2.50, $3 an hour. Do it. Trust me, you'll feel better doing it. Use leverage and hire virtual employees in the Philippines so that you can multiply your productivity. People, if you've ever listened to someone like Grant Cardone, and he talks about 10x and giving 10x more to your business, 10x more to your life, meaning 10 times productivity. But what if I told you that while you're given 10x, you have a competitor who's given 100x? He's kicking your ass because he has a team of low-cost, high-skilled employees. You're both starting out in business, let's just say. He has this team of high-skilled, low-cost employees in the Philippines who are dominating each area of his business. He's got the expert in each area. He is multiplying productivity, meaning that he can actually work less. I know guys, okay? I know my life, I come across so many different people when I'm out and about and, I get talking to them and I love hearing people's stories. And I know guys who work 15, 20-hour weeks and they are way more productive than the corporate guys working the 60, 78-hour weeks. How? Because they use leverage. They have remote specialist employees giving them that advantage. How do you, this is something I'm a huge, big advocate of. How to think big even if you're small. And the power of action. Okay, anyone can think big. We all have the ability to think whatever the hell we want. Society might try to influence our thinking. But ultimately, we're in control of our minds, our thoughts, our actions, and we either take action or we don't take action. It's as simple as that. Now, you've heard me say this so many times. Jeez, this is a broken record. But I left school at 16, and by 17, using the power of one thing, imagination, I backed it up with action, and I launched a retail company in Europe's largest shopping centre, age 17, with the vision of making money and growing a retail business. That was my vision at the time as a teenager. By 19, and 42 employees, adventures that included a nightclub. I tried different ventures in the interim as well. I don't tell people this, but, a couple of things that didn't work. And by 19, as I said, the 42 employees in the nightclub. And by 24, as I'm recording this today, I'm living this virtual boss lifestyle. I'm delivering this podcast, okay? Just imagine me. You all know what I look like. Imagine me. I'm sitting in a pair of Hawaiian swimming shorts sitting on a balcony, and my neighbor's thinking, what the hell? Who is this guy insane? Is he talking to himself again? No, I'm doing a bloody podcast. But, my neighbor's a little older. What I'm saying here is it's not hard. It's challenging to act. But once we ultimately use imagination and we combine it with desire, then we act towards a goal, we can achieve some absolutely amazing things. And even with the retail company, I grew frustrated, and I was opening 5 stores in 12 months. So that just comes to show you that you are going to feel frustrated at times. I remember, and we're going through a period of expansion, and I was still frustrated that I'm not doing enough. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not doing enough. And we were doing a hell of a lot. I mean, a lot. Okay, so bottom line is act, use imagination, outsource, use leverage, and really be aligned with what you want to achieve in your business and in your life. And remember, you are in control. Anybody tells you you're not, it's because they're not in control of their own lives and they want to make you feel inadequate. Don't feel inadequate. Growth isn't always as quick as what I've experienced when I had the stores. Sometimes growth can, we're talking about steps every day to reach something. We don't learn to do a marathon overnight. We practice and practice and practice. Each step gets us closer. So remember, use outsourcing, use leverage, and I hope this has helped as usual. Remember, leave us a rating if you think this podcast show has helped, or if you like the show, if you think I'm a cool guy. Don't use negative comment. Please do not use or leave negative comments. It's not very nice and it hurts my feelings. Okay, so you can visit my site, www.michaelbrody.net, and you can learn everything you need to know about leverage, virtual assistants, and outsourcing. It's all based on my experience and the experience of others. And you can tweet me at the virtual boss. Thanks again for listening. You know I do appreciate it. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.